Don't wait around for a narcissistic person to walk away from you. If you find yourself feeling captive in an abusive relationship, waiting for the narcissist to either change the way they treat you or to leave you and move on, well, you could be waiting for the rest of your life. The best thing that you can do is to be the one to walk away, to start over a brand new life. My name is Kevin, and this is The Royal We. Before I continue, I want to let you know that I'm here for your support. Down in the description box, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments. In addition to that, I do have a brand new life coaching program where I teach live every day, Monday through Friday. For an entire month, it's only $49. I encourage each and every one of you to get involved right now, especially those of you who are trying to start a brand new life. Now, we're talking about being the one to walk away. Why you are the one to set the captives free. The captives meaning you. I'm about to walk into some bright light here. Bear with me. Why is it so difficult for some of us to be the ones to walk away when we are in difficult, abusive relationships? Has nothing to do with us liking them. If we're honest, if I'm honest, stopped liking the people I was dealing with years before I ever made the decision to walk away. And you did too. It comes down to two main reasons that we stay in these abusive relationships. Number one, some weird sense of obligation, trying to do the right thing, the nice thing, fulfill the Christian duties of loving our enemies or whatever nonsense. That's reason number one. Reason number two happens to be this very weird fear of being the one to walk away. What does that say about us if we walk away? Why do we have this strange fear? Well, it happens to come from a lot of the subconscious shame that is pushed out there about people who walk away. How many of you have heard messages preached and taught out there? Let them walk. Let them leave you. Let them leave your life. Let them take their ball and go home. How many of you have heard these types of things? Unconsciously, it builds up a shame towards being the one to walk away. And as a result, you stay shackled and chained in an abusive relationship. How many of you know the devil is a liar, right? And the devil, through narcissism, wants you to feel like it's a bad idea, it's a bad thing to walk away from a relationship that you shouldn't be in. On top of that, narcissistic people, the bullies of the world, the abusive personalities, they're not going to walk away. How many of you know that by now? They would rather stay in a situation and fight you until both of you die in order just to establish some form of control. That's the most important thing to them, is establishing control and dominance. And sadly, as a result, good people, such as yourself, such as me, we hang on to these relationships and submit because we don't see the point in fighting until both of us are busted up. So we give in, okay, all right. And then now suddenly the narcissistic person or the abusive people in your life now find themselves in a position of authority over you, this governing role, which is what they wanted. And now watch this. Why would a narcissistic person, an abusive person, ever walk away from that? Suddenly they've got a good deal with you. The deal is you've submitted to them. They're not going to walk. They're not going to leave you alone. They're going to bask in the glory of their dominance. And this is why the devil is a liar. Through narcissism, the devil has allowed people to feel bad about walking away, and as a result, there's a lot of people stuck in very toxic, very abusive relationships simply because of a strange fear of walking away. However, I'm here to tell you right now that walking away is the pathway to freedom. Anytime captives are set free, they're required to walk, to leave. And in your life, leaving abusive people, whether it's family, abusive coworkers, abusive friendships, is going to require you to be the one to walk. I'm going to share some ancient principles that you're going to understand. That's going to flip it back to understand the power of walking away. When God sent Moses, for example, to Egypt, it wasn't to gather the people together and say, hey, let's stand around and wait for the Pharaoh to change his ways or walk away. No. Moses gathered the people around per God's instructions and said, here's the deal, we're out of here. It's time for us to walk away from the oppression, from the abuse, from the inequality. We have to walk. Not only walk, but we've got to do it fast. With haste. Come on. It's time to go. It's time to go. How many of you know that's what the Feast of Unleavened Bread is all about? That's what unleavened bread is all about. You know what unleavened bread is? It's bread without yeast put in it. It's bread that's not risen. Why? Because God said you don't have time to let your bread rise in the situation. You better wad up that dough, twist it in knots, put it in your pocket because it's time to walk. We got to go now. God in the ancient literature is all about walking away from abusive situations and doing it with haste. How many of you know that also in the New Testament, Jesus walked away all the time? He taught, he preached, he healed, but when the crowds were pressing in, when narcissism and the devil revealed their ugly heads on all sides, he said, I'm out. Hopped in the boat. He said, I'll catch you guys on the other side of the river. He did that all the way up until he willingly sacrificed himself and turned himself in. But up until that point, he was constantly walking away from people. Listen, finally, America, this country that we live in, the land of the free, right? You know how the land of the free came to be? People walked away from the tyranny, from the abuse, from the oppression, from the hierarchy of the British government, the British rule. People didn't stand around with the British rule saying, you know, we don't like your abuse, so you either change or be the one to leave us. No. People said, hey, we're out. They walked away. We're starting something new. That is what freedom is. What's my point to you? We've been lied to about what walking away is all about. So if you're struggling right now, feeling bad because you had to walk away from an abusive relationship, understand that the pathway to peace, the pathway to freedom, the pathway to start a brand new life requires that you walk away. It's required that I walk away. And that's the truth. And there's no shame in that. So don't buy into all the TikToks and Instagram videos saying, let them walk, and people who left my life and blah, 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 blah. When you feel the inequality and the abuse taking place in a toxic relationship, whether it's your family, whether it's your friends, whether it's a lover, whatever it is, the healthiest thing you could do is to be the one to walk, pick up your belongings, move on, find new life. As I said before, I'm here for your support. Down in the description box, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments. In addition to that, I have a new life coaching program where I am teaching every day, Monday through Friday. It's only $49 for an entire month, and I encourage each and every one of you right now to get in there. You can't afford to miss out on this. I'll see you next time, right here on the Royal We. Until I'm back with another video, watch this video right here. YouTube selected this video for you. I'm gonna agree with YouTube that it knows you good enough to select a good video for you. So why don't you check this video out, and I'll be back right here on the Royal We.